I want to bring in our Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. Khalif, we've talked about redistricting, gerrymandering here in North Carolina as well. Is this setting up to be a race for a giant court case to decide legality of these? Because we know that in Virginia this is going to be appealed. What is I guess the domino effect of all these decisions?
There's a lot of dominoes on the board. Let me start there, and they're all falling all over the place. I think Texas started this, obviously. California said, hey, we'll raise you and figure it out after that. And then Virginia does this now, and then Florida's right on the horizon with their making an intention that they will do some type of gerrymandering effort. When you look at these type of gerrymandering cases, North Carolina is obviously smack dab in the middle of these types of things as well. It's who can sue, what claims are available, and what court should intervene. And so standing to sue, you can bring, any plaintiff can bring a claim within that state. So any citizen in the state of Virginia that's registered to vote there can say, hey, this map is something that needs to be challenged, and it can be challenged on a number of things. Do I have a concrete injury? Can I prove causation, just like the negligence? And is there redress? Can the court fix it? Typically, an individual voter will bring that political party or some advocacy group. And then determining what courts you should go to. Do I go to federal court? Do I go to state court? The Supreme Court held that political gerrymandering, though if the question is politically based, the courts won't adjudicate that. And so they'll allow that to be decided by the individual states. The issue is, what is it, race-based gerrymandering, which the courts have held for a number of years. Yes, we can address that and deal with that. But if it's strictly politically based, which this seems to be doing that, these 3 or 4 that we've listed so far, then the courts are going to step away, specifically the federal courts. So now you find yourself in state court. If it's a state court question, it's, well, what will make a decision? It's the argument that plaintiffs will raise is that this will be in violation of Virginia's Constitution, specifically because they just passed a constitutional amendment that says that a redistricting commission should be addressing this in 2020, as opposed to now being decided again by the voters that they're not going to use the commission. So who can sue is going to be crucial. Where you have to sue is probably going to be the second aspect. And then how the courts will likely rule, I think, will still be in favor of Virginia, since this was passed by the voters.
What does a case like this do for voter confidence? You know, you got a voter goes to the ballot, they cast the ballot, the judge is able to block those results or overturn it. What does that do for someone going, does my vote even matter if it's going to be changed anyway? Well,
this one is different in some states where it's being passed by their General Assemblies, where the General Assembly makes the decision to remap or redistrict. This was a voter voted initiative. Yes, it was a slim margin, but this is the people speaking at the best scenario, where if you're saying my vote doesn't count, your vote counts, or it didn't count because you participated in this determination, where it was like, okay, I send an elected official, they make a change to a map. That's where you can make those types of arguments. This was a voter-led initiative that the voters made the decision.
And that's what happened in California as well, right? So what do you see the chances of an appeal before the midterms, which is what everyone's really looking forward to?
I think there will be a lot of legal action before the midterms. There will be attempts to try to get some type of injunction, as you guys know, irreparable harm, attempting to get something to pause this so it won't have any detrimental effect on the upcoming election. I don't think a court will be likely to do that. I think there's enough time for anything to be changed, for these districts to be mapped out properly, for it to be implemented in time. Now, if something happens, you know, in the next few months, I think that could be problematic. But I think there will be enough time for these states to be able to implement this, specifically Virginia. What I also will say is, going back to the political portion, because if you attempt to set politics aside, you're misreading this moment. Obviously, this is a legal question, but it's definitely deeply rooted in politics. So, but I think the question the court will want to know is, when you drew the maps, did you consider race? The answer here will be no, because this was really like you challenged me to take seats in one state. Okay, so I'll call your bluff and I'll take seats in another state. This is a different approach that the Democratic Party has not attempted to use in terms of saying, okay, we'll use redistricting, and it will be solely based on politics, because the courts have said that's the only roadmap for us to do this, which again is a novel approach.
All right, very interesting. Again, our Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes weighing in on that for us. Khalif, thank you.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.